On the record in the matter of the people. Why is there echo? We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Tyrone Parker, file number 2222-02086. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
Your Honor, Adam Pfeiffer from the prosecutor's office. I do not see that there is an attorney of record for the defendant in this case.
Thank you. Our records indicate, Mr. Parker, that you declined court-appointed counsel. Is that correct?
Yes, I retained Toby White for my last case, and he's out the office now. My people contacted him. He's supposed to be back in office. I wasn't able to talk to him though myself.
When did you contact him?
Someone talked to his assistant yesterday, but he should be back in the office sometime this week, Monday.
Yeah, he's been in this court this week, so he's not on vacation, so you waited for the last minute to contact him?
No, I've actually been calling all week, honestly. She's been talking to the assistant all week, said he was out of office and he was supposed to be coming up here to come see me.
Okay, well, I'll note here that you're seeking to retain Toby White. You said he represents you on another matter?
Yes.
This matter is scheduled for a preliminary examination next week on the 26th at 8:30 in the morning in person at the court. We'll continue that date, and hopefully by then you will have had retained counsel. We'll address any timelines at that point if necessary, okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, I'd ask that we treat that as a PCC, in all honesty, 4 business days to prepare for a felony examination when we don't even have an appearance. I mean, that stuff takes time just to process.
Oh, it's gonna be treated as a PCC. I'm inclined to believe
Okay.
it. We don't have an appearance. And then Mr. White would need to seek a request discovery. And that's a week away at this point, and he hasn't been retained.
Thank you, Your
So
Honor. I just
we'll
want to make
treat it
sure
as
of that.
No problem. It will be treated as a PCC. We'll just address the timeline at next week's date versus today. Any
Thank you, Your
additional
Honor.
matters for the record? No problem.
Not from the people.
You have any questions, Mr. Parker?
No, man.
Okay, well then you're all set. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
You can have that converted to, no, you can leave it on as the exam date, because if you put it PCC, I won't know if it's just the timeline. They can appear via Zoom. Okay. Mr. Hess, you're here on behalf of Percy Harrison.
Yes, Your Honor, I am. Thank you. Edward Hess covering for Jacob Starts on behalf of Percy Harrison. Percy Harrison, per the sheriff, has sought to waive his appearance in court today, and I would consent to him waiving his appearance and seeing just represented by counsel.
Give me just a moment. I need to remove the jail because there is an echo from them for some reason. Okay, I think that helps. Okay, and I understand Mr. Harrison has elected not to appear before the court today, so he's waiving his appearance for today's purpose, correct?
That is correct, and I'm fine with that, and I will appear as his counsel covering for attorney of record Jacob Starts, Edward Hess, P76519.
Okay, thank you. Today was the date that was set for a new PCC. We've gone back and forth on this a little bit because sometimes Mr. Harrison refuses to so sometimes he doesn't. I don't think I have the prosecution's appearance on this on the record at this time, though.
Yes, Chris Martin for the people, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And so I do have here in the file an order for competency evaluation without even understanding what the public defender's experience has been. I can agree just based on my experiences. He's been before the court 4 times, or he was ordered to appear before the court 4 times since July 8th. And I believe at least 50% of those times, he elects to not come out of his cell, not or stand mute. Sometimes he wants to represent himself, sometimes he doesn't. I am inclined to believe that there may be an issue as to competency, but I'll allow Mr. Hess to advise of anything further. Also here is a petition for referral to determine, or I thought maybe there would be for criminal responsibility. I do not see a referral for criminal responsibility, just for competency. And it's indicating it was due to symptoms of paranoia. Is there any objection to this petition, Mr. Martin?
There is no objection, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll sign the order and the defendant will be ordered to undergo a forensic evaluation and competency to stand trial. He'll be ordered to undergo that at the Center for Forensic Psychiatry. Any additional matters for the record on this?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
I don't have anything further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
Ms. Donnelly, you're here on behalf of James Nicholas.
Yes, Your Honor, and Ms. Felisa Rayborn.
Okay, have you had any contact with Mr. Nicholas?
No, I have not, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Nicholas has failed to appear, so I'll issue a bench warrant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Felisa Marie Rayborn, file number 22-02088 FD, council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the Attorney of Record Jacob Raleigh for Felisa Rayborn, who is appearing separately by Zoom.
Date that's set for probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for preliminary examination next week. My understanding is that there is a request for a 21-day waiver of the timeline. Is that correct?
Your Honor, yes, we would be waiving the timeline. Ms. Rayborn will be pleading into Judge Buchanan's sobriety court next week. We have she is eligible. They have scheduled it for Friday at, I believe it's 10:30.
Okay. She's plea on another matter?
No, this matter will, it's my understanding this matter is being transferred.
If I may, Your Honor, I've been in touch with Mr. Raleigh about this case. And the defendant is eligible for sobriety court. We have not yet worked out the exact terms of the plea arrangement, but we expect Ms. Rayburn will be participating in the sobriety court. And we just need to finalize the details prior to next week so that she can enter her plea and begin the programming in that program.
Okay, I do have an email from Ms. Strauss regarding her
That's correct.
eligibility. Okay, sounds good. So Ms. Rayburn, you have the right to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of your arraignment date due to your eligibility to enter into the sobriety court before Judge Buchanan. It looks like here they've already had that scheduled for a possible sentencing date of September 9th. Are you willing to waive the timeline so that this case can be transferred? You could be sentenced, I'm saying you can enter a plea before Judge Buchanan and be sentenced before her to her sobriety court. You need to unmute to respond, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, is there been any promises made to you to get you to waive the timeline under these circumstances?
no,
We'll reset this matter for after September 9th. It'll be September 15th. 8:30. September 15th at 8:30. I'm sorry. You didn't have to set for anything. You can set it for PCC. Okay, also I have a request for out-of-state travel. This is a request just for a camping trip.
yes,
Okay, so you're currently under order to test while you are out on bond. And you're going down here for actually a music festival, not just a camping trip, correct?
correct.
You're requesting to go down there. Then you're gonna need to get a scram tether.
Okay,
And that's the only condition upon which I would grant
I-
the travel. You'll need.
I was
get a
going to
scram
ask
tether.
for that anyways. I didn't know how soon that could start.
Okay, I'll note that here in the file that the request to travel will be granted under the condition that you travel with a scram tether to make sure that you are testing, and that's because the reporting investigator made attempt but was unable to find a place where you could test while you were there. So that's the only way that we can make sure you're remaining compliant with the court order while in an environment that I'm sure will present some challenges for you to do so. But if you want to put yourself in that environment, that's fine, but you still are required to participate or to be compliant with the court order. So I'll sign the order and place that condition there, and then you can be in contact with pretrial services to get that scram tether placed on immediately so that you can have it for your trip, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
None for defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
No problem. When did this come in? I addressed this on the record and said I didn't have they didn't provide me with an order. I said, I don't know for this request. No, I said they did not request it. It wasn't in the file, so it wasn't addressed. If they want it, it's gonna have to be another hearing. Let's see, I see Michaela Wharton is here. For the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Michaela Wharton, file number is 22-00142 FY, council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
Matt Nagel on behalf of Miss Wharton, both of us appearing over Zoom, Your Honor.
Thank you. Today was the date set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for an examination next week at 9 o'clock in the morning on August 26th. Are we proceeding to exam?
That is our desire. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Wharton, we'll see you in person at the court no later than 9 o'clock in the morning on the 26th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set.
Thank you.
Problem. Okay. Okay. Oh, people, that's not here. Bruce Eddy, does he not have an attorney?
He's
He's supposed to retain Miss Neal, but I don't think we have an appearance. Oh, he's in the waiting room now. There we go. Okay, and let's see. Deidre Welton is here. That's an AG case. Okay, Mr. Edie, how are you?
Good, Your Honor. I'm okay. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
I'm sorry, I
Is
can
Miss
barely
Neal-
hear you. I'm
Miss
sorry.
Neal, is Miss Neal gonna be joining you today?
No, I missed a pay period because I was sick. And no, she's not gonna be joining me today. She'll be joining me on the next one. And when I talked to her yesterday, she said that she couldn't make next week anyway because she has a court date at 8:30 in the morning in Eaton County. But if you allow me 2 more pay periods, she'll be joining us.
Okay, what are your pay periods?
They're 1st and the 15th of the month.
Okay, so you need at least another 30 days, is what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I'm sorry if I'm screaming at you, it's because I can barely hear you.
No, it's fine, and you're not screaming at me, and I think that the volume issue might be on your end, so.
Okay, actually, you just got better. Sorry about that.
No problem. I'll grant the request for an adjournment. I mean, this is your right to speedy trial, and you also have a right to be represented by counsel. And you,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
you've elected to have Ms. Nail. We've already waived the timeline on the record on July 15th, so we don't need to address that. I will
Okay.
get you a new PCC date and a new exam date. Hopefully we'll have an appearance by that time from Mrs. Neal, okay?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Your Honor?
I said I'll give you a new probable cause conference date and a new exam date. And then hopefully
thank-
we'll have an appearance filed
Yeah.
before then by Mrs. Neal, okay?
Yes, I will. I just missed the paper, like, I was, got quite sick.
At 8:30 for the PCC. Your new PCC is gonna be September 22nd at 8:30. And
Okay.
the exam September 29th at 8:30.
Is that gonna be a Zoom also?
PCC will be via Zoom, correct?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And then your exam is gonna be September 29th. I'm sorry, you said 29th. At 8:30. September 29th at 8:30.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. You're welcome.
Have a good day. I can't sign out. I'm not going to sign out.
Oh, I can remove you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Neil, Ayana Neil. Okay, good morning, is it Mr. Wakula?
Good afternoon.
Oh, correct, it is afternoon.
I
Let's see
know.
here. It's been a long morning, though.
Yeah. Been a long week.
Yes, indeed. Okay, you're here on the matter with Ms. Welton, and Mr. Feigelson is representing Ms. Welton. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Khadijah Welton. File number is 22-01978. Counsel, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Gage Wakula appearing on behalf of the people, P83866.
Good morning or good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson appearing on behalf of Ms. Walton, who's present on via Zoom, Your Honor, today.
Thank you. And today is the date that was set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for examination on the 26th of August at 9 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Are we proceeding to exam?
Your Honor, so I had an opportunity to speak with defense counsel this morning. I actually just tendered discovery this morning. I would say it's fairly voluminous, probably approximately 150 pages. This is kind of a paper heavy case. I am actually going to be out of town on a prepaid trip next Friday to California. I'm standing up in a wedding. And so I was hoping that we could potentially adjourn the exam date. I know the defendant's out of custody and defense counsel did not appear to have an objection to an adjournment. And I think we're going to be able to get this resolved either way prior to the exam.
Mr. Feigelson?
Your Honor, that's accurate. I have had a conversation with Mr. Wakula. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And I am on board with the adjournment. We just got the discovery maybe an hour and a half or so ago. And it is rather voluminous. I'd like the additional time to go through that. I do think we can work this matter out. And I have had discussions with Ms. Walton on that. And I believe she's on board with adjourning these matters out as well.
Very good. Ms. Welton, if you can unmute your device, please.
I'm
How are
sorry.
you?
Oh, I'm fine. And you?
I'm good. Can you hear us clearly?
Yes, it's a little bit low, but I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Welton, you have the right to have a preliminary examination in this matter. You have the right to have it within 21 days of your arraignment. You were arraigned on August 11th, and so your exam was scheduled for August 26th, but due to multiple reasons, one being that there is a lot of discovery that was just turned over to your attorney, plus the Attorney General on this matter is not available next week. The court is going to find good cause to go beyond the 21-day timeline and reset your matter for a date for your preliminary examination, okay? Okay.
Sorry,
Your
Your
device
Honor.
was muted. Your device was muted, so I didn't hear you if you gave a response.
Okay, Your Honor, that's fine. Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Let me get you a new court date. Does September 8th work for you, Mr. Wakula?
Just 1 second, Thursday. Sorry, my calendar is moving rather slow. Yes, September 8th works.
It'll be at 9 o'clock.
And that works for me as well, Your Honor.
Thank you. Well, he was gonna be here anyways, I believe, but.
Judge, I would ask, Miss Walton is coming from out of state. And if we are going to work something out short of an exam, she'd be allowed to appear via Zoom.
Absolutely. If we're not having an exam, she absolutely can appear via Zoom.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll keep the court abreast of what's going to occur on the 9th.
Sounds good. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
Nothing as well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Walton, unless you have a question, you're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem.
Ms. Walton, I'll be in touch with you before the 9th.
Okay, thank you so much.
Have a good weekend, Your Honor. Take care, Mr.
Thank
Okula.
you.
You as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good one. Ms. Donnelly is here, so you think that we can? Oh, wait, where is the rep? They're in custody? Are they over at the county though? I guess we have to wait for them to come on. But if we can email them to ask if they can put them on earlier, then we can do it. Okay, good afternoon. What's your name? Can you hear me, sir? I can't hear you. Can you say something for me? Audio. Sounds good. Doesn't say that it is, but.
Can you hear us now?
We can hear you. Yep, we can hear you now. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
What's your name, sir?
What's your name, sir? Keith Donnelly.
Okay. Miss Donnelly, did you need to speak to him?
Yes, if I may, thank you.
Okay, one moment. Okay, Mr. Williams?
Oh,
Hello. This is represented by Mr. Palmer. We're still waiting for your attorney to log in, okay, sir?
okay.
Okay, Mr. Donnelly, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We're on the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Keith Michael Donnelly, file number is 22-02134 FY. Council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Keith Donnelly, who is appearing separately by Zoom from Ingham County Jail.
Thank you. And today is the date that's set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for preliminary examination on August 26th at 9:30 in the morning in person before the court. Are we proceeding to exam on this?
Your Honor, at this time, the offer from the state is that Mr. Donnelly can plead guilty to an added count of attempted resisting an obstruction. There would be an agreement to no more upfront jail on that. And at this time, Mr. Donnelly would like to accept that offer.
Okay, that's correct, Mr. Donnelly. You want to accept that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I have you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, Mr. Donnelly, the people are offering you to plead guilty to an added count 2 of attempted resist and obstruct an officer. You have the right to proceed to a trial. You have the right to be represented by counsel at the time of trial. And at the time of trial, you also have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to question or cross-examine any of the witnesses the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence that you believe would further a defense to the charge. You understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to have the prosecution prove each of the element of the charge being brought against you. They have to prove each of the elements beyond a reasonable doubt. in order to plead guilty to the added count 2 of attempted resist and obstruct an officer, you have to give up all of those rights. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you willing to give up those rights, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive your right to plead guilty?
No.
Has anybody threatened you at all to get you to waive your right to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, I'm not.
Understand that a guilty plea can result in a conviction that you may need to report to either your current employer or you may have to report it on a future job application. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, a guilty plea could result in a impact on any immigration status that you may be seeking. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's a Killebrew agreement. That's an agreement about your sentencing, and that agreement is that the court will not sentence you to any further jail or no upfront jail on this matter. That's an agreement between you and the prosecution. I am not a party to that agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means that if at the time of sentencing, if I decide I am going to sentence you to jail, I will then give you an opportunity to withdraw your plea. Okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to the added count 2 of attempted resist and obstruct an officer, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Mr. Donnelly, on August 10th of 2022, were you at or about West Saginaw and North Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan?
Yes.
All right, and at that time in place, were you given a lawful order to stop by Officer Tyrese McClinton by the Lansing Police Department?
Yes.
And you knew that he was performing his duties, correct?
Yes.
And did you resist that lawful order?
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Questions from you, Mr. Martin?
Your Honor, I think that's sufficient.
Satisfied with the factual basis, I'll accept your plea. Find your plea made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. How long has he been in custody?
Your Honor, he's been in custody since August 11th, so that's 9 days. He currently is sitting on a, what is it, $2,500 10% bond. We were going to request that it all possible be lowered today, that so he can be released and returned to he's just worried about losing his job. He has a full-time job at Famous Taco that he wants to keep.
Okay, this matter will be set for sentencing. Yeah. Sentencing is gonna be October 6th at 8:30. Prior to sentencing, I want you to meet with probation so they can provide the pre-sentence report and recommendation, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You need to turn yourself into probation within 48 hours.
Yes, Your Honor.
$2,500 personal recognizance.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then lastly, your sentencing will be via Zoom. Do you have any questions?
I don't currently have a phone at the moment to do Zoom. Is it possible for me to come in person?
It's absolutely possible. Zoom is just an option. It's not a requirement, okay?
Okay.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing but, Mr. Donnelly, just remember you need to report to the probation department down here in downtown Lansing within 2 days, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one, sir.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, who's on the Moto G stylist?
Yes.
Your name?
Mr. Slocum?
Okay, thank you. Can you please state your name? Good afternoon, Mr. Palmer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay, looks like you have Misty Watka here, but you also have Mr. Williams, and he was here first. Are you ready to proceed on him, or do you need to speak to him?
I am ready to proceed on Mr. Williams' case, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Austin Williams. File number is 22-02136. Council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
Thank you, Your Honor. Robert Palmer at the Public Defender's Office on behalf of Mr. Williams. We both appeared by Zoom today.
Thank you. Today was the date that was set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for preliminary examination next Friday, August 26th at 9:30 in the morning in person at the court. Are we continuing to examine this?
Your Honor, at this time, I would ask that the matter be left set for preliminary examination. My office has not received any discovery in this matter yet, and so I can't make any sort of evaluation of the case or waiver or any legal decisions until I have an opportunity to review that. My request would be that we leave it set for preliminary examination. It's my hope that we'll receive the discovery prior to next week, and we can make a decision then as to whether we waive or run the preliminary examination.
Okay, very good. We'll continue to examine at this time, and then we'll address how we're going to proceed, or if we need to address the timeline, we'll do it at that time. I will say that if they're not going to have an exam after receiving discovery, we probably want to make sure that witnesses are made aware so that they don't come.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any questions, Mr. Williams?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, do you need to speak to Ms. Watka?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll place you in a private meeting room.
Am I free to leave the Zoom meeting?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
You're all set.
Thank you.
No problem. Mr. Samuels, how are you?
I'm good, Your Honor. How are you?
Bryant is logged in as well. Let's see. On the record in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kiera Bryant, file numbers 22-00427, 22-01806, 22-01812. Council appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Aaron Housefield on behalf of the people.
Matthew Samuels on behalf of Kiera Bryant. We are both present via Zoom and we waive our right to any in-person hearing at this time.
Okay, today's the date set for probable cause conferences on each of these files. My understanding is that each file will have an unconditional waiver to the circuit court. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. The people would unconditionally waive their right to hold a preliminary examination on each file and ask that each file be bound over to the circuit court on the complaint filed in each file.
Mr. Samuels?
That is a true and accurate statement, Your Honor. And just for the record, it's 3 files that we will be waiving at this point.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Bryant, can you unmute your device, please? How are you, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. Do you understand that you have the right to have a preliminary examination in these matters?
Yes.
You understand that at the time of examination, you have the right to have the prosecution meet their burden, and that's their burden to establish that there's sufficient evidence for probable cause that a crime was committed, and if it's sufficient evidence to charge you as the defendant who committed the crime. You have to meet that
Yes.
burden in each of these files. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to unconditionally waive your right to those examinations?
Yes.
You understand that the unconditional portion of that waiver means you can't come back later and say you want to have your examination. Once you waive it, these matters will be bound over to the circuit court for your next court date to proceed to possible trial. You understand that?
Yes.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to waive your examinations on these files?
No.
Anybody promising you anything to get you to waive your exams?
No.
Is there an offer on any of these?
No, Your Honor, there are no offers at this time. Negotiations will continue at the circuit court level.
Thank you. Are you waiving your exams freely and voluntarily, Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Okay, I'll bond these matters over to the circuit court for a bind over date of August 31st. You do not need to appear in court on August 31st. That's the date that they'll get these files from this court. Your next court date on these matters will be a pre-trial in circuit court. Mr. Samuels will be made aware of that date. He'll be in contact with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and file number ending in 00427. It looks like the bond was set at 10,000 personal recognizance. File number ending in 01806. Bond was set at 5,000 cash surety, and bond ending in 812, same thing, 5,000 cash surety. Each bond will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further from here either, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set, Ms. Bryant.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you. Oh. Are you handling that, Gavin?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Blackman, that's it.
Yeah. We're waiting for Mr. Blackman on that matter. Mr. Samuels, did you have another matter? Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Misty Jean Flocka, file number 22-02118 FY, council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
Thank you, Your Honor. Robert Palmer of the Public Defender's Office on behalf of Misty Flocka. We both appear today via Zoom.
Thank you. Today was the date that was scheduled for a PCC. Matter is scheduled for examination next Friday at 9:30 in the morning. Are we continuing to exam?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we're going to continue to exam. Like my last matter, I have not received any discovery in this case. So the same issue, can't make any representations to Ms. Flocka regarding her legal position. Certainly, if we receive discovery in a timely manner and have an opportunity to review, I can inform the court and Mr. Martin as to whether we intend to waive or proceed.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll continue to examination. Hopefully you'll get your discovery relatively quickly. Any additional matters for the record?
Only to say that we have communicated an offer to Mr. Palmer, and I'm confident that once he gets his discovery, he'll get back to me and let me know how they want to proceed.
Very good. Do you have any questions today, Ms. Flocka?
No, I don't.
Okay, any additional matters, Mr. Palmer?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you. Okay, and Mr. Gadlin, we're waiting for Mr. Blackman to log in.
Your Honor, does that conclude the matters that are that I have set for today?
It does. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend, Your Honor.
Same to you. Can I have a piece of tape, somebody? Thanks. There we go. Mr. Gadlin,
Yeah,
Mr. Blackman is on the phone. He said that you're continuing to your examination next week, okay?
all right.
Do you have any questions?
Is this where I can get a bond reduction or something at too?
Oh, well, your attorney has to make that motion.
Can you tell me, can he make the motion?
You're in Department of Corrections?
Yep.
Or what, how long are you gonna be in Department of Corrections? Because you're not there for me.
I'll be here, I see the parole board September 8th, and if I get my parole, I'll be out October.
Oh, well, your exam is before then, so he can make the motion at the exam. It's not gonna do a difference. You're not gonna get out before the exam because you're in the Department of Corrections. So he can make it at your hearing next week, okay, sir?
All right.
Do you have any other questions?
Nope.
All right, you're all set. Thank you.